So if you've been following the Switch 2 leaks that have been happening the past couple days, and you've probably seen this image before. And while this is a pretty good idea of what I think we're going to be expecting the Switch 2 to look like, I want to draw everyone's attention to this. Same design, but from the top. Now, when we talked about this the other day, there wasn't really much to say about it, other than it looks just like the top of the regular Switch, except there's one new thing. Ladies and gentlemen, that new thing is a USB Type-C port on the top. Why am I bringing this up? Well, let's talk about this new article that came out today. Nintendo submits mysterious new wireless device to the FCC. This device is nothing necessarily to do with the Switch 2 as far as model names and everything like that. So I'm going to read this from Nintendo Life. It says, ahead of the Switch successor announcement, it seems Nintendo has submitted a mysterious new wireless device to the Federal Communications Commission last weekend. As reported by The Verge, the CLO-001 model number doesn't actually reveal what it is, but is believed to be an entirely new product. The descriptions tag it as a wireless device rather than a console or a controller. Quote, the CLO-001 is surprisingly light on wireless technology. There's no 5 GHz or 6 GHz Wi-Fi radio and no Bluetooth, but it does sport a 2.4 GHz Wi-Fi radio and a 24 GHz millimeter wave sensor. A lot of jargon there if you're not familiar with this stuff. But the reason why this gets brought up is because why does the Switch 2, if this is real, again, you got to really just take everything with a grain of salt these days. If this is real, why does it have a USB-C port on the top of it? It's already got one on the bottom, which is for docking and charging, I'm assuming. And while this probably could just be a alternative way to charge the system, but what if instead it's an accessory port? One of the other parts of this is that for this new patented design, it does say additional documents apparently show there's no, quote, body-worn accessory attached. It also doesn't have a battery and operates plugged in with a USB-C charger. So again, no idea what this thing is. There's wild speculation about them bringing back like old accessories like the Wii Vitality sensor or just anything you could think of for this thing. But it is interesting though, because like what could Nintendo possibly be planning to change up the formula with the Switch 2? You know, we had those rumors from a while back about the Nintendo Switch Attach, and maybe the name Attach is real and that it gets that name because you can attach different peripherals to the top of the system. Maybe it's for cameras, for augmented reality or VR, or there's no telling what this thing actually is. My favorite one that I actually came up with this myself is, you remember the Nintendo DS had its own Guitar Hero, and it had the 4 fret buttons that plugged into the Game Boy Advance connector. What if they brought back Guitar Hero for the Switch and it was just a USB-C 4 fret button guitar thing? I think that would be so funny if they brought this random nonsense stuff like that back. Let me know in the comments what you think that this Type-C port on the top of the Switch is for, and your guess as to what this new FCC filing is for. The last part of this, and while I couldn't corroborate this, I did see people talking about how there's an embargo for this particular filing that ends at the end of March 2025. So kind of lines up with all the other Switch 2 things we've been talking about. So who knows? Maybe this is something for the Switch 2. Maybe it actually is called the Switch Attach and this is why. Or this could be something completely different. Anyways, quick update video. I will see you guys later with more Nintendo related news.